It cannot be coincidence. Now, what do we do about it? I tell you, the armed forces I know and served was about loyalty and valor. Simple. It doesn't matter whom your dad was. It didn't matter whom your dad was not. I went to the academy with colleagues whose fathers were sitting commandants, and they didn't make it because your drill instructor trained your dad and doesn't give a damn. So when we begin to tinker with these values, you're going to tinker with the quality of the soldier you place on the battlefield at the end of the day. And probably at the end of the day, because he got a commission or he got a recruitment on the paper by recommendation, he actually is not driven or built to fight. So he could actually see the enemy and drop his gun and take off.
You know, we're talking security now.
Yes.
We focused more on national security, perhaps rightly so, because that's, you know, pressing immediately. Our territorial integrity has been at stake, and we've had our military defending that. But let us look a little more now about internal security. Are we also making progress in that particular area, or has it been relegated because of the immediate threat we're facing?
Internal security-wise, there is what I want to call, do I call it an interlude now? Internal security-wise, I don't think we're any safer. A lot of things are happening within our country today that we keep hearing of. They may not be in the papers, they may be in the papers, but we all know that people have kind of arrogated to themselves a level of impunity right now. People can just jump up today, acquire arms from anywhere, and do what they will. And the reason is simple, as I said. We are outgrowing the clothes. The sociology of Nigeria needs to be modified and upgraded. There are a lot of agitations going on. There are people who want to see better. These I see as challenges. They are not really problems. Now, the old stereotype is for a security agency to see them as a problem and snuff them out. But then, let's talk about the cause and effect aspect of our being as a nation. When you see people arming themselves and doing what they do, consider it symptomatic. Consider it an effect of a particular cause. So can we get to the cause, address the cause, and eliminate the effect naturally?
Okay, we'll bring you back in a moment. But
Yes.
Mr. Shaju, perhaps during your extensive research that you've done in several countries involved in different war situations, when they were arming themselves, was there any similarity as to why they were doing that? And for instance, if we were part of groups, several groups who are arming themselves also here, see highlighted.
In most countries, they have a single culture, mono. And in some countries where their diversity is not as large as Nigeria. What I'm trying to say is this. In this country, we are on a keg of powder keg, about to explode.
Why? How?
We have swept many things under the rug. Look at the numbers of unemployed youths in the north. I live in Jos. Look at the numbers. I come here in Lagos. What do you see? What is the image of a typical northerner? Pushing Merua, pushing wheelbarrows, pushing all these things. These are ready targets. Education, we've neglected education. We don't want to address the issue because we don't want to touch them because of their religion. We don't want to mess with their Alemanjiri. We don't want to do this. No.
But that is changing. The president talked about that, part of that Safe School initiative, and then there was this initiative for the North where it was a comprehensive program, he says, to fast-track the economic restoration of the region, ongoing at the moment.
Let those in power send their children to those schools. Mandate, send your children to those schools. All the elites in the North, you see, they speak about religion and schools and all that. All their children goes to where? Harvard, Oxford, Sorbonne, that's where they go.
And I thought this one was to get the ones off the street first. That's what this is targeted for, and then the other ones also exist.
You cannot get them off the street if you don't change the whole structure. everything has to change. You have to go to the root. You have to go to both religious, you have to address it from a religious perspective. Who told you Islam is against education? People have the wrong notion, especially here in Nigeria. It's a tool. It's a tool. Islam today, Islam gave Western world what she got today. They got it from Islam. In Spain, when the Moors, which were Africans and Arabs mixed together, ruled Spain for 800 years. The Jews in Spain, before the Inquisition of 1492, learned through the Muslims and spread it to Europe. When Europe was in the dark, when Christianity was asleep, the script we are looking at today is an Arab script. The alphabet is Arabic. People don't know that.
So where did that message thin out?
You see, when you have politicians whose goals is to, when these people are educated, it challenges the status quo. Then one person, a set of people will no more be worshipped. You see, it's better to give them hands out on Friday after Juma, and they go. Ranka Dede. You said they don't want people educated. It is a plus.
These are some of the challenges that have been noticed at that level, at the federal level at least, and one of the reasons why they decided to build these Al-Majiri schools, to get people off the street. Now, it might take time because, as you rightly said, if you are sowing a seed today, you're not going to be reaping. If you're equipping people today, it is not for the problems of today. It is for the problems of the future. So we still have, a backlog of problems to deal with today. Are we making progress in dealing with that particular problem?
Politicians would like to let you know that we are making progress, but we are not.
Why do you say so?
You see, if you look at the schools, what are they going to teach them? Are they going to teach them mathematics? Serious mathematics? Are they going to teach them how to think?
But at least, is it getting people off the roads? Are we seeing a reduction in the number of Al-Majiris, first and foremost?
Definitely you have them put in schools. Definitely. You put them in schools. Okay? But apart from putting them in schools, not for the media, what are you teaching them? Are they going to allow you to teach them what really need to be taught? Without you saying you are teaching them too much Western education, which actually is no Western education. It's not Western education that you are teaching them. You are teaching them education, period. Has nothing to do with Western. Yes, it's in English. Yes, this, but it's not Western. They are not good. A certain elite in this country, until we come to realize that a certain elite in this country will stay in power, keep that position as long as they have people at the bottom that they can galvanize and use as a threat.
So to some extent, are we getting it right when we have identified that first we need to get people off the streets and then we'll take it from there?
We are getting it right a little bit, but it's not going to go too far because I tell you I'm leaving the north. The bottom line is this. Colonel Umar, retired Colonel Umar from Kaduna State, made a statement one time. I read it in an interview. He said, the problem with education in the north. He said there was a time the head of state was a northerner, the minister for education was a northerner, the permanent secretary was a northerner, every core position in the department were northerners. But the time that they had the best project was when a southerner was president, Obasanjo. You see, you have politicians. Their interest is key. Their interest is this. They are not going to allow constructive change.
What should we do? Talking about solutions to this.
You see, we need to really go to history. We need to look ourselves in the eye. We need to get the real Nigerians, the concerned, the nationalists from the north. They are nationalists. The most radical Nigerians, let me tell you, the most radical Nigerians are from the north. If you can get them to think Nigerian. Murtala Muhammad ruled for 6 months. Before that, he was a tribalist. Murtala Muhammad was a tribalist. He committed atrocity. But when he got to the post and when he saw that, no, this is not working, he was transformed. And when he became transformed, see what he did to Nigeria. Now, today, Murtala Muhammad is a national hero that the whole country recognizes. Even the people that suffered under him during the Civil War. Because when you transform the people, when the mindset is transformed, you